Yo, what's going on? This is Unfiltered Expertise with Mike the Expert, and right now I am in the Big Brother house, or at least as close as I'm going to be to being in the Big Brother house without actually being in there. But it looks great, and today I'm going to be giving my review and what I think about Big Brother Episode 2, Season 27. Here we go. This is my review, my opinion of, stuff that I saw on Big Brother. This is episode 2. So beginning to episode 2, they started out with the Accomplice, trying to figure out who the Accomplice was. They had the Mastermind, the guy with the mask on, and he was saying that there was an accomplice. So they were just trying to figure that out. So as they were looking, they thought it was Zay and they thought it was Riley. Zay, I think he got 5 votes. Riley, he got 11 votes. Everybody thought it was Zay. Everybody thought it was Riley. Riley is the cowboy. Zay was the jock type person. So the majority of the people thought it was Riley. The Mastermind had them come back up to the front. Mastermind told them that they were wrong. Riley was upset. Oh, and by the way, I have my notes here, so I'm just going on little notes. But Riley was upset that nobody trusted him. Everybody thought that he was the accomplice. The Mastermind told them that they were wrong. Riley's not the accomplice. Now, if they were to find out who the accomplice was, then that person would have to leave and there would only be 16 house guests. But because they didn't find out who the accomplice was, then that means that they're going to have 17 house guests. So that's more people to try to get out the house to get to that $750,000. They were wrong. We find out later who the accomplice actually really was. The accomplice wind up being Amy, which is one of the mothers. One of the older people in the house was one of the mothers. She wind up being the accomplice. Now, I told y'all the last video, I'm happy. The more the merrier. I'm happy. I wish there were 20 house guests. To me, the more the merrier. But if they would have found out that Amy was the accomplice, I wouldn't have been mad if she left, because Amy is very annoying. She loves everything that's going on. Oh, the tableware, So if she would have been gone, I would have been happy. Because either way, because she's annoying. If she leaves pre-jury, I'm fine with it. So the next thing was the have-nots. So they have the have-not room. Every year you have the have-not room. You go up to the room. It's the living conditions are usually horrible. You're put on slop, for those of you who are not used to watching Big Brother. Well, this year, Rachel Riley, since she came in later into the house, she wasn't there at the beginning. The BB legend, Rachel Riley, she's automatically a have-not. So at first she was like, oh man, I gotta be a have-not. But then she found out that anybody who's in the have-not room, at least this first group, is safe for the week. So once she found that out, everybody wanted to be in the have-not room. So basically, she got to pick one person to be in the have-not room, and then that person to pick another person, and that person to pick another person. So the first person they got picked, Rachel Riley picked Will to be in the have-not room. He is the older guy. He's a sports podcaster. Will's the older guy. He's a sports podcaster. He got picked to be in the have-not room. He wanted to be in there, and that works for him, and I'm glad Will got picked. That's one of the guys that I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for the older guy because they always boot the older people out real quick. So I'm glad he's safe for the week. And then Will picked Zach. Zach is one of the bigger guys, the jocks that work out. So Will's thinking, Zach could be somebody that I can work with later that can help me stay in the game. And that's really why Rachel Riley picked Will, because Will's a fan of hers. So she wanted somebody that was a fan of hers to be in that room with her that can really watch her back. So Rachel picked Will picked Zach. And then Zach really wanted to pick Lauren, because Lauren was supposed to be the beautiful girl. He wanted to get close to her and all that. But he saw Ava over there barely raising her hand, and and he just went ahead and picked Ava. So Ava got into the HOH room. You go into the HOH room. The HOH room, it's a crime scene because it's the mystery house. And the beds look like crime scene chalk outlines. So it looks very uncomfortable. I necessarily wouldn't want to be in there in the have-not room, but because I know that it gives safety, I would definitely want to be in the have-not room, because now they don't have anything to worry about for the first week. So moving right along, Zach He's the guy who previously won the challenge to find Julie in that first challenge, and he won $10,000. So he gets called down to the diary room, and he finds out that he also has a power that goes along with that. So Zach, the power that he gets the power to take himself off the block anytime he wants before jury. So he has one time to do it. He can take himself off the block. So that's great for him. How he has to do is he has to give that $10,000 to the HOH. So the HOH will get that $10,000 and he'll be able to take himself off the block. So that's a great power to have right there. And meanwhile, while all that's going on, we have our first two alliances that are being made. So we have an alliance called the Triple Threat. The Triple Threat is Jimmy, Morgan, and Mickey. Morgan is the other person who I was rooting for. She's the gamer. So hopefully this works out for her. I'm not a huge big fan of Jimmy, but what I will say about Jimmy is he knows how to play the game. He's really insulated himself well. Everybody likes him. And if you come after Jimmy, there's going to be a lot of people mad at you. So Jimmy, Morgan, and Mickey have the Triple Threat Alliance. And then there's the second alliance is the Mom Squad, which is Amy and Rachel Riley. They're some of the older people in the house along with Will, but Rachel Riley and Amy form the Mom Squad. So we'll see how that goes. Competition-wise, I don't know how they're really going to be, but Rachel Riley, she's good. She's a BB legend. She knows what to do. She knows her social game is on point. So we'll see how that goes. So a little later, we get to see Vince's HOH room. You go into the HOH room. Everybody's looking at it. It's a nice HOH room. They show the bathroom and all that. And he tells everybody, you all can use the toilet. You all can use the shower up here anytime you want. Everybody's all, oh, thank you. That's great. So Ashley, who is the lawyer in the house, she takes advantage of it. So the first night she comes up to go use the restroom, well, to go take a shower. And she goes in there before Vince even gets a chance to go in and use the shower. So she tells Vince it's only going to be 10 minutes. She takes a 2-hour shower. She stays in there for 2 hours. The other people in the house think it's rude, think it's disrespectful. First of all, you shouldn't have went in there before Vince got a chance to use his own shower. And then to go in there and use up all the hot water staying in there for 2 hours, everybody gets upset about that, and we have Showergate. It's called Showergate now. And the house only needs, especially the first week, you only need a little reason to put somebody on a block, just to find a reason to put them on a block. So this could be a reason to really put her on the block. So, she got to watch out for that. So as we go on, Vince has his one-on-ones, and during his one-on-ones, Ashley's name comes up a lot because of Showergate. And then Zay's name comes up a lot too, because even though more of the people thought Riley was the accomplice, well, people thought Zay was the accomplice too. Remember, Zay had 5 votes, Riley had 11. They found out Riley's not the accomplice, so they still think that Zay may be the accomplice, and people are not trusting him. So his name comes up a lot, Ashley's name comes up a lot. And then Amy comes in there, and for some reason, she acts like she's just Ashley's best friend, and she starts crying for Ashley. She hears Ashley's name coming up, so Vince is like, hey, I'm gonna probably put up Ashley, and I'm gonna put up Zay. And if I put up Ashley, Amy's probably gonna be upset because they're real good friends. So I might as well just put Amy up with her since she's already gonna be mad. So now, on the block, you have Zay, you have Ashley, and you have Amy. Those are the people on the block. I'm telling you, Big Brother is incredible, it's unpredictable. You never know what's gonna happen. And I kinda like Vince now a lot too. My people were Will and Amanda, and it still is. Will's my number 1, Amanda's my number 2. I like Keanu a little bit, but Vince is moving on up. I like him, he has a good personality, seems like a good person. I think he's gonna be very strategic as it goes on. So this is what I saw in Big Brother. I'm still rooting for Will. Out of the 3 that are on the block right now, I would say I would vote for Amy to go. I would rather for Amy to go than the other 2, but hey, we'll see what happens. This is Mike the Expert. This is Unfiltered Expertise, and I'm out. Peace.